Okay, welcome to the weekly Inside Real Estate Success Strategies webinar. Generally, we have a guest or we have a specific topic, something we're going to run to. But this week, I just thought we'd do a hodgepodge. It's always fun to maybe just leave this to be a little more free form, let you guys ask questions and just see where the session takes us. I have a few bullet points, talking points that we could talk about. These are all recorded, of course, at insiderealestate.com/webinars. So if you go to insiderealestate.com/webinars, you'll see you have the current link. You have all the replays in the YouTube playlist. Be sure to subscribe as well to our YouTube channel. I actually put in this playlist a non-webinar that had some really juicy content that I was sad that didn't get a better reaction, because I feel like with this 20-minute video, I gave everybody the keys to the castle when it comes to generating real estate seller leads earlier this week, but nobody appreciated it, and I almost cried. But really, there's some good stuff in there. So do subscribe to the YouTube channel. All of these past webinars are right here. Also, don't forget, we have the Virtual Training Summit replays, which is just a ton of awesome content that we put out there back in April and May of this year as well. So if you're ever bored, you're hanging out, on a weekend, on a Friday night, nothing to do, this is party time right here inside Real Estate's webinar replays. So can somebody just let me know that you can hear me okay? I'm going to bring up the chat. Hi, Gloria. Good morning to you. Good afternoon here on the East Coast, wherever you might be. Hey, Annalisa, you want to come live? I don't know if you're a panelist. We'll do that next week. It'd be nice if you came live. You can help moderate today with all these questions. Anyway, so first thing, let's talk about this Facebook seller ad thing. We get this question a lot, like, hey, what's the best way to get seller leads? Comes up all the time. Here, I'm going to drop you guys the link. Sorry, that's a good point, Luann. It's insiderealestate.com/webinars. Here's the link. It redirects to i.insiderealestate.com/webinars, but you can get there both ways. So save that, bookmark that. You don't see where to mute or change camera. I don't think you need to mute. You shouldn't be live anyway, so you're okay. Okay, so hey, how do I generate seller leads thing, right? I think it was a couple days ago, John was asking, what's the best way to run a valuation paid Facebook ad? And he mentioned that he subscribed to Zapier already, and we did that last week. We did Zapier. If you're wondering what that is, did a whole session on how to use Zapier to tie with Facebook ads, tie things together. But I did a video that shows specifically the kind of Facebook ad that I might run. So some comments around this. I know that a lot of people will go, and we actually offered this as a service in the past. They'll go to their What's My House Worth page right here, and they'll take this and they'll run traffic to it. And lots of business, to be fair, lots of listings in business over the years has been generated this way. I don't want to totally bash this method. But what started to happen, I would say probably 3 or 4 years ago, was it got really saturated. There were companies built around this idea. We had old leads. Some of them are still around. They're doing well, and they provide a good service. But everybody in the industry was doing this. And what the feedback and what I was feeling personally was that a lot of these leads were looky-loos. It was the cousin, the son. They want to know what grandma's house was worth. Or they did own their house, and they were a homeowner, but they really just were curious about the price. They had no intent to actually sell. So when we talk about listing leads or seller leads, I don't necessarily think that this is a way to get a high intent lead. Sure, it might be a way to put some people and get some addresses into your database, but you're going to struggle, I think, a lot of times to get some of these people on the phone to have a conversation about selling their house. So the approach that we've taken was to say, hey, you're actually going to get more homeowners into your database if you go ahead and you run property boost ads, or you do our Facebook AI advertising, because they're going to put a conversation of homeowners and renters into your database. And if you build the relationship from the sort of buy side of the conversation, if somebody's searching and they opt in to see a list of properties or a specific listing, you start the conversation there, and you'll learn that about half those people already own a home anyway. And as you build those relationships, they turn into listings. So there's actually a course in the learning portal where I go into this. It's probably 1.5 years old now. Maybe it needs to be updated a little bit, but the actual theory behind this is drilled into, if I search seller, how to generate and convert seller leads right here. So, and I give some examples of ads you might run. Of course, all of this stuff, guys, works if you do it consistently and you tweak it and you stick to it. But that said, I have some examples. I've always kind of held back a little bit, and I didn't want to share the real goods. Some of my friends, maybe some of you guys are listening, I've shared this with, but I've always felt that the actual best way to get a seller lead these days doesn't really involve this page on the front end of it. This could be kind of on the back end of your funnel or after somebody opts in. But my favorite way to go about this is to actually create a Facebook lead ad where the address is submitted as the lead is generated. So I'm going to show you what I built the other day in this video. Bear with me here. And the ad itself actually offers a value report. So let's go here. It kind of offers a cloud CMA or a dash CMA coming soon, or Core Present, or an RPR report, which is the way I've commonly done it, where I'll get one of these leads and I'll just fire off an RPR report by email and then follow up in the mail. So the ad that I recommended in that tutorial looks like this. And I'm not going to go through the tutorial right now. It's so many different steps. And I did that video so that it was just down and recorded step by step and not jumbled on in a webinar setting. But I want to show you guys and explain the thinking behind it. So here's the ad. Get a free 20+ page report that tells you what your, oh my God. Oh my goodness, sorry. I have a typo. You see it? I was just talking about this with somebody the other day, some friends of mine. Oh, it was my brother and Pete. They were like, I hate when I do your. I did you and your. What your Pinellas County home might sell for in today's real estate market. Yeah, you are, Annalisa. That's what I should have done. That's the proper way. You, what your. I'm going to do that, actually. How about that? What your Pinellas County home might sell for in today's real estate market. But the offer is a report. And I made this little kind of, use Facebook's video slideshow. I show you how to do that in a video. And when somebody opts in, a form is pre-filled with their name, email, phone number, just like Property Boost leads and Facebook lead ad leads are, but also you get an address, street address, city, and state right here, which is really useful, right? And they're going to give it to you because they're entering their address so we can create and send your report. I did your right there, so I'm half good. So now this lead, I've run this a number of times over the years. This is an expensive lead anyway. The seller leads in general, get somebody to raise their hand and identify themselves as a seller tends to be a little more expensive and a little more challenging. But this lead is very high quality. So I've paid $20, $25 a lead for this on Facebook in the past, but it's high quality because people are expecting an actual report back from you. And you can go into RPR if you have access to that. It takes a few minutes, and you can build something really kind of cool that makes you look legit in a few minutes. You go in, you put the address in, you pick some of the options in RPR, and you can send them something really nice by email, and you can also drop it in the mail to them since you have their mailing address. So I hope this is useful to you guys. The technical setup of this isn't the easiest, but I would suggest that you go this route and that you be prepared to spend a little money. Again, listing leads, that's what we all want. We're probably in a market right now where they're even more scarce, right? People have uncertainty. They're not sure they want to sell. There's still buyers in the market. Interest rates are low, so everybody's starved for listings right now. And I do think that personally, I think that there's going to be a lot of sellers who do have a reason why they want to sell. They might have their backs up against the wall. Yes, VPN, I am recording this, and we'll make sure it's with the recordings. And I also recorded the how-to of how to do this in the playlist that I mentioned earlier. It's right at the top here, how to generate real estate seller leads with Facebook ads. So insiderealestate.com/webinars. I'll give you guys the playlist directly right here. Oh, I'm sorry. I might have dropped the link earlier, and I didn't drop it to everybody. I dropped it to just panelists. I apologize, guys. Here, I'll drop that link too. Sorry about that. I see the error on my waves now. There we go. Okay, so this is a good process. Again, a little more expensive, but when you get this lead, it's an opportunity. It's going to be a little bit of work because you have to do a detailed report. You got to send it out. But if you do go through the effort to both email it and maybe drive by and drop it on their doorstep or have an assistant do that or just drop it in the mail, it's something physical that they'll be holding on to so that when they become ready, they're more likely to list with you. And I think it goes a little further than this instantly find your home value, which, as we know, computers being what they are, dumb robots, right? They don't always know. Zillow doesn't know. Our system doesn't always know. It's hard to be accurate with these. So you have the opportunity to manually curate a report that starts the relationship off on a good foot. They're going to get a report that you've put together, and you know it's not sending some crazy value that's going to make you look bad sometimes. You know, that's a big concern with these seller pages. So what's everybody think of that flow? Are you going to try it out? I recommend you try it out. And it is, again, a little technical, but if I gave you the step by step there to do it. And if you have any questions, just comment in the Facebook group in one of those threads, and just, you know, if I left something out, I'll answer it as quick as I can. Okay, and it's also in here too, in the Facebook group. Okay, so and then I had a little thread with John. You know, John was saying, hey, after they opt in, I was sending them to this page afterwards and telling them that they could get an instant computer generated value after they fill out the form on Facebook. And John was saying, hey, they're going to have to enter their info again. And that's true, but I don't think it's that big a deal, especially if you pre-sell it. But the other thing you could do is not send them to this page and just do a bridge video that says, hey, thanks, I'm going to create your report and send it out to you soon. So a little more advanced, but that might be the best thing to do. Introduce yourself on camera and tell them their report's coming in a few hours. No, Luann, we don't do this as a service currently. And it would be tough for us to offer. We'd have a lot of people in the same market wanting this. But I figured I would answer this question for the people who do want to take the initiative and get on it. Yeah. So just so we know, I will tease, we have what I consider to be an amazing seller lead generation product coming in the next few months. I'm going to tease it. I can't say much about it, but we have something cross-channel, multi-channel listing generation thing coming. I'm not going to say more because I could get in trouble, but we are thinking about this, guys, giving you guys options that you can order from the marketplace. Okay, so let's see here. So the next thing that I'll bring up, and it may or may not be kind of great. I don't know the answer to the multiple MLS thing. I don't think it's really relevant to the product I'm mentioning, what the MLS part of it. So you guys feel free, if there's something you want me to talk about here, feel free to chat in if there's anything. I didn't have too many. I just wanted to get that out of the way. And also mention Craigslist. We did a quick poll in the group and asked if anybody was using Craigslist. And I want to bring this up as a point, and I suspected this would be the answer. Most people say, nope, I never use Craigslist anymore. Craigslist was all the rage, of course, in 2010, 2011. I had products that I was selling that showed you how to put a video HTML link over to Craigslist, and we all got, you know, Craigslist killed that party. But nobody's using it anymore, and I believe that this is one of the reasons why you might want to. I realize that a lot of people are over on Facebook Marketplace now. There have been scams and all this negative stuff around Craigslist, but I will say there are still legit people who have high intent. They're searching for real estate on Craigslist every day in your market, and there's less competition right now. So, and we do have a Craigslist tool you can use, the Craigslist poster, through the Chrome extension, and it's just something to think about and consider. I like Zach's "What's Craigslist?" Answer. So, you know, a lot of, and it brings up my point. A lot of people have forgotten about this channel, but I would argue that the leads there are a lot higher intent than what you get on Facebook, where you're interrupting people. People are actively searching on Craigslist for real estate still to this day. In fact, let's go look. Craigslist.org. Too many wackos. That's what I always hear. Yeah, but I don't know. There's wackos everywhere. There's wackos on Facebook. I hear that all the time. There's scammers. But you're gonna get that wherever you go, and it's just part of the deal. You gotta weed them out. Yeah, wackos need a place to live too. Annalisa, you're proof positive, right? All right. So so let's just look here. Like, there's still a lot of activity. I'm just going to houses for rent, and I haven't even been in here in a while. Real estate by broker. I mean, it's still happening. There's still a real estate marketplace here. Now, we've done webinars in the past about Craigslist, and I've offered a bunch of specific tips and tricks, which maybe next week's webinar, maybe I'll make it all about Craigslist. That's a possibility. We haven't done that webinar in a few years. But there's lots of little things you can do to not only promote individual listings, but also to promote your lead magnets and your text codes. One of my favorite, of course, is to make one of the images a call to action that's a text code. Like, you would upload an image of the picture and you say text foreclosures to number to get a list of foreclosures in the area. And of course, the KV Core extension has a Craigslist tool built built in. So I'm going to save the rest of this conversation. I'm kind of teasing you. Maybe I think it deserves a full 45 minutes in an hour. And I think it's been about 2 years since we did a full webinar on Craigslist. So it'll either be next week or the week after. I'm going to go deep on that for you guys, for anybody who's interested. And if you don't like Craigslist, just don't come. All right. So what's the best way? But in the meantime, everybody, go ahead and get the Chrome extension. Start looking at the docs at KV Core. See if you can just get an ad posted. It's really cool stuff. Basically you can auto post to Craigslist. Not auto, but all the work is done for you by a robot when you click it and use the extension. So I'll show you that next week or the week after. All right. Soledad's asking, what's the best way to market a sold property for more seller leads? Great question. And that question actually ties in nicely to the tease I made. We're doing something in that direction here coming up soon. So, but there's always going to be the just sold cards, obviously. You could go to any number of postcard services. We still have Thanks.io, which I'm a co-founder of, in the marketplace. You could go into Thanks.io and you could say just sold and send out a bunch of postcards and have people text you to get the price or to learn more info, right? So that's going to be the old school, tried and true, use a postcard. Annalisa's saying, this is a great one. So let's do this. And thank you, Annalisa. You just kind of helped me go to the next step. So you could build a landing page that says it's sold in a number of days. I think there's a member of our team, Shane, who does our team stuff. I think he's used this page if I'm remembering correctly. So let me do it. I'm going to go to my landing page generator in KV Core. So we'll go into KV Core. I'll go to lead engine. Yeah, this is a Campano page idea, and I know it works well for them. And I'm going to build my landing page. And we're going to do something like, well, first I'm going to do just sold lead for my hashtag, call it whatever we want. And then what's his call to action usually? Is he offering more details about that listing, or find the value of your house? Find your home's value. Yeah, now. So find your home's. Oh, I spelled your wrong. Here we go. Find your home's value. Okay. And then in this example, I would then redirect them to my sell page, which I just got done saying wasn't the best. You get the point. Forever, Florida. It still works, guys, the seller valuation page. I just don't love it for driving cold traffic to, directly for the opt-in. In this case, you could do it, you're collecting the info first. And in fact, Annalisa, could you answer, do you know if Shane uses the address template? Yeah, you're just saying use this one, right? Okay, the landing page first. But you could do a page like this that does have them put the address in, just so everybody knows that is an option if you want to build your own kind of seller capture pages. But let's go with the lead generation and stay on track here. And then the idea is to say 123 Main Street just sold in 23 days for 27,000 over asking price. Click to find the value of your house now. Now, I don't know, you could do just sold and give the actual asking price. I've never done this personally, but I know people do it. So there's lots of ways you could work it. But yeah, you're advertising that just sold, find your home's value now, and I'm redirecting up here to the sell page. If you want to go even further, you could put the MLS, a picture of the house that sold in their neighborhood as the background right there. And that would be what you do. And then what you could do is you can go just post it on Facebook. You can either run ads to it. You can post it to your own personal profile. You could mail out a letter or a card and say, hey, this property just sold. Click here to get more details, and then have the landing page do it. So that would be one way to do it. You could also do a custom text code as well. So we do have our text lead. Enter text code. So the text code might be 123 Main Street. And then this would be for more details, and to find your home's value. And then they could have this text option right here. This is one of the templates, the text lead. And then you would create this text code, of course, inside of the call capture section inside of the lead engine. So you would need to go create that text code. So I would do add new custom code 123 Main Street like this. That. And then you just put, hi, here's the property details. Like, you know, and then you put the link to the property. And then Annalisa said, yeah, and then you can take that text code and add it to your Craigslist ad. So that might look, actually, you just gave me an idea, watch. So I don't even need to make a funky image. Where'd it go, where'd it go? You could just screenshot this to make the image to upload with Facebook. Here, I'm going on a little tangent, but you could do for a list of foreclosures in St. Pete, list of fixers and foreclosures. Instead of designing it, I don't know. I could just I could upload this image as an image with my Craigslist post. All right, now we're going a little crazy. I'll use my arrows, that. Make it ugly, ugly. And then save this and then upload that with every Craigslist post to tie back to that idea. Okay, good question. So those are two things I would do to market a just sold. You could also, of course, do a blog post for every property that you sell and tell the story of the sale. So you could do a blog post and do just sold. Remember that these show up in property alerts, the latest blog posts. So they're going out to all your people who are on property alerts, and that's everybody in your database, right? Because that's what you should be doing, is having everybody on automated property alerts. So you know, tell the story of the sale, end the blog post with a call to action like, if you're thinking you might want to sell your house, your St. Pete area property soon, click here to check your value. Now, or email, right? And then email for a full 20+ page report about your value. So blog posts, Judd's asking, do they go automatically out to prospects? They don't automatically get mailed. Now you can go do a mass email every time you write a blog post and do it manually, but they are included. And I don't know if I have a good way to show you this, but when all the property alerts go out, the automatic property alerts, there's a section in that email that shows the latest blog posts down toward the bottom. I just don't have an example of one of those emails handy unless I can get away with doing this. Here. Property alert. I'm in another browser. Let's see if I can pull it up. Ah. I did. But this one doesn't have a blog. Did that change, Annalisa or Susan? This particular one that I'm looking at in the other browser doesn't. I'm going to look at one more. I thought we were doing that. Maybe there needs to be a recent one, or it's a setting now. But yeah, I'll just bring it up here. Here. And we used to have a section with the blog post. It could be, I remember we had a little bit of pushback because sometimes it was sending other agents blog posts, and we might have added a setting. Oh, you need to open the site. Okay. So they just go to the site and then the blog posts are there. Okay, it used to be in the email. So I'm sorry, everybody. Oh, your agent. Okay, so if you actually had some, that they would show up. Okay. So guys, I'm sorry to go circular there, but Annalise is confirming. So if you did actually do a blog post, then it would show up. Okay. All right. So, but yes, definitely every just sold you do a blog post, do a landing page if you think it was a good one to market. I do think I don't know if we're going there, but it would be a good idea. In Property Boost, we're adding a few more options. That would be a good option to do a just sold Facebook ad, wouldn't it? So I don't know if that's on the roadmap or not, but I'll definitely suggest it. I'm just forgetting. I know we had a bunch of stuff that we were going to add. And in fact, I know there's something that was coming pretty soon. It might already be live. I'm going to go look right now. We're going to have price reduced. So you can see you can do open houses. When you get a price reduction on a listing, you're going to have the option to do a price reduction. So on a listing you already had, it'll say price recently reduced at, well, you know, and then show the property. So keep an eye out for that. I think it's really close to being ready. And I think that's a good one, you know. So you have the new listing, and then you get to tell the news about the reduction. And I think I've always had good success with price reduction Facebook ads, and you'll be able to do that off the box, out of the box, automatically with Property Boost. All right. Any other questions or anything you guys would like to see covered? If not, I still have a good 20 minutes here at least, if you want. Otherwise, I'll kind of cruise through the group here. Also, there was a poll in the group about doing one-on-one services. That is something we're working on. I was curious to see what you guys thought. It seems like a lot of people want everything set up for you, and a lot of people want one-on-one training. And what we're trying to get to is a situation where you could go and just book some time with a KV Core expert, and whatever it is that you're kind of struggling with, whether you're just getting started or you want to dive deep on a specific thing, you could get one-on-one time with somebody. So that's also coming soon as well. Just so you know, we were just kind of trying to gauge the interest here. It seems like it's split between do it for me and teach me how. Teach me to fish, or just give me the fish. Is there a service for Facebook ads to be created for us? We have Facebook ads as an option, right? That Facebook AI advertising and retargeting, but they're not custom. We're actually looking at that, but I don't have much more detail. It's actually a conversation I just had in the last day. I don't cook the fish, even though I had some. My wife's out of town, so I've been forced to cook for myself, and I did cook fish 2 nights ago for me and my daughter, and then she wouldn't eat any of it, so I had 2 pieces of fish. Thanks, darling. Oh boy, it wasn't that good. I just put some salt on it and it stuck to the pan. Not good. All right. Anything else? Is there a set of videos, Dan's asking, that can take you through all the steps I should take to implement all the various marketing systems? So I would definitely, first, Dan, don't get overwhelmed, because if you try to do them all, it's just going to, you know, you're going to go nuts. But I would probably just point to the learning portal, you know, which you can access. And if you go to find courses, there's just so much different stuff. But if you're speaking specifically about doing your own ads, I have a few things in here, like the social posting protocol. There's an aging Facebook ads course that's buried in here. And these courses attempt to take you step by step. So Facebook pay-per-click ads basics take you step by step. And then a lot of the webinars we've done in the past are kind of step-by-step how-to walkthroughs if you go through those. So too late. Yeah, too late. You're already trying everything. Well, so when you say all the steps to implement various marketing systems, where are you at? I mean, I would kind of pull it back and say, what do you want to do right now? What kind of lead do you want to generate? Let's start there. You know, are you trying to generate and niche it down, not just a buyer lead, but what kind of properties do you want to focus in on? Single family homes. So that's really broad. So that's before you do anything. I would drill that down and say, is it fixer-uppers? Is it new construction? You know, is it something? So pick one thing, and just know that in the process of identifying a niche from the buyer side, you are going to generate seller leads that way. So new construction, you could focus on open houses. You could focus on downsizing homes with 1-floor living, waterfront. There's so many. Basically, anything you could search for on the front end of your site. So identify that thing first, and then go and watch a webinar or take a course on one of our specific features. So you might say, hey, I'm going to do new construction, and then you can go and watch a video about landing pages and build a landing page. So The learning portal is right here, down at the bottom left. And then the webinars link I gave earlier. Yep, no problem. Yeah, I know a lot of people miss it right there. And then if you haven't done the agent success plan, I probably should have started there. The agent success plan, what that's really good at is it's going to just kind of let you dip your toes and get a feel for all of the features that the system has. It's going to kind of walk you through each one. You get familiar with it. And then you can take a step back and do the niche thing I said. Say, okay, now I want to do foreclosures. Now I'm going to go use that tool that I learned about. I'm going to go use text codes and generate that lead. And yes, once you create a landing page, you could create a Facebook ad or boost it. Exactly. So we've done lots of, again, the Facebook ads course, I probably have a few videos in there that walk through that process. But if you want to ask in the group, just say, hey, I want to get this kind of lead. Here's the landing page I built. What do I do next? You'll always get help in there. So Elena says she got 2 new leads and have to find the webinar of how to set it up. I would definitely do the agent success plan. I guess Susan and Annalisa, I know you're watching, that would probably be the place to go, right? Just for the basics on how to work a new lead. And that is right there. It's actually right up top in the dashboard. And, it's a bit of content to get through. You can get through it all in a few hours. But I think we all agree that people who actually do this have a lot more success and are more engaged with the system than those who don't. So definitely try to get through all of these. And you'll see here, empower your current business. There's going to be a lot of specifics here, and then some stuff about driving new business as well here. Thanks, Dan. Thanks, Dan. Yeah, just guys, use the group. It's okay if you go in there and tag me, tag Annalisa, Susan. Just say, hey, I'm trying to do this, and you will get help. I mean, the seller question, I don't always have time, but when that question came earlier this week, I stopped for 20 minutes and recorded a whole video about it. So we try, if there are gaps or you're having trouble finding something on a specific topic, we do try to do our best to get it created for you. We realize that there's so much of it that it can be in disparate places, but we are getting a lot better about organizing that as well. Don't forget, you can always go to the help desk, help.insiderealestate.com. I think that's linked, the support portal, right? You can always go here and just search like Facebook ads or landing pages, and you'll find a lot of content there as well. Great, Dan. Cool. All right, anything else anybody wants to cover? If not, I won't keep you. We're all busy. Again, I didn't have a specific topic today, just had a few loose points. I'll regroup next week and probably show up to go nuts with Craigslist. I'd also like to do some stuff about Facebook Marketplace. I have never run an ad on Facebook Marketplace for real estate, but I imagine you guys are. Let me know if you are ready and if that would be useful. Yeah, the Facebook group, sorry, is at insiderealestate.com/Facebook group. InsideRealEstate/Facebook group. You want to do you think TikTok is a good, I'm just kidding. Can we really generate real estate leads on TikTok? I don't know if my kids are, we could do it. I might have to get my daughter on to help me with that one. Yes, Tass is asking, does KV Core have auto email campaigns, or is it best to link up MailChimp? No, we do have them. So if you go to Marketing Autopilot, you go to the campaign section, you can build full email templates, multi-email campaigns. You can set text in your campaigns, emails. And we launched about a year ago now, our advanced email editor. So I'm going here, I just added a new email, advanced editor. And you can build nice HTML. You build nice HTML emails with lots of different elements. You can even put core video. If you're using core video, if you have the advanced premium plan, you can put your videos inside of emails there as well. Links to them. So that's all I was asking. I finished helping a buyer buy a home. How do I best market this? I would definitely do either a blog post or do a Facebook post about the sale. And if you have a picture of the buyer in the house, post it and say just sold. And then at the end of that post, link over to something relevant. So like this is what the post might look like. Facebook's taking a second to load here. And we've all seen agents do this, but there's kind of a cooler way to do it, I think, than the way a lot of people do. Just wanted to say congrats to Mike, Sue, I'm making up their names, for closing on 123 Main Street. Have the picture. If you're thinking about buying a house in St. Pete, definitely check out St. Pete 727 real estate deals.com to get my list of all different deal types in the area. So you do a call to action at the end of the testimonial like that. And then, you can visualize it. There would be a picture of them, get a picture of them right there. So that would be a good way to do it. But then you see that the URL I'm driving to is actually a KV Core landing page. Right there. So it's just a simple landing page that I forward that domain to. And you could use a domain name like that, a page like this in everything you do, right there. And would you recommend doing a Facebook ad or boosting the post? Those are kind of a similar thing. So you could boost the post. It's a quick, easy way to do it. Or the Facebook ad does give you some more options. Used to give you more options. I would just say go ahead and boost it to get something out. If you don't want to deal with the Facebook Ads Manager, at least get something out. Yeah, it's my favorite background image for real estate ads. This image also does really well in ads because you get a lot of comments on the ad, and the engagement's good for getting a cheaper click on the ad. So if you can find a really dilapidated looking deal right there and put it in the ad, it goes really well. But yeah, you could run it as a Facebook ad, or just, everybody overlooks, and I talk about this in the social posting course in the learning portal. If you just post something once a day about real estate on your personal Facebook feed, congratulate your new buyers, talk about a property listing of the day, property search of the day. You never really need to spend money. If you're friends with a few hundred people, which most people are, they're going to remember you're in business. And you're going to get referrals and people. The consistency there. You don't even need to spend money on ads. And just always, again, drive them back through a capture point on KV Core. The two main ones being landing pages like this, or text codes are probably the two common ones that you would use in those kind of posts. But yeah, there's plenty for us to talk about and advertise. That's what's great about real estate. Every listing, that we have permission to talk about, every listing in our office, and every property search that can be performed becomes a piece of content that you can engage people with. So, you go into the MLS and you have all the different pick lists. So I'm going here to do an advanced search. You can wake up every morning, more filters, and pick any number of different things. It just randomly just go, today let's do adult 55 plus. And we could do with at least 3,000 square feet. And that's our property search of the day that we post. And then at the end of the property search of the day, we link to that search so they can come and opt in. And we can also always drive to our core lead capture menu. So cool. Well, I guess we can wrap up, guys, if everybody's good. No problem, Dan. And we'll be back next Wednesday. I promise to have a little bit more structure than today, but these are fun sometimes just to let them kind of go and run wherever you guys want to take them. And I've actually thought, do you guys think it would be useful to have more sessions every week that are just opening free-form marketing Q&As? You just hop on. It's something I've thought about doing. We'd have less structure, but you could just come on. It's kind of like an office hours back in college or something, and have me or one of the other teammates just kind of sit there and answer your questions. Cool. Yeah, those are a lot easier to prepare for. We do these once a week because usually I got to come up with a topic and do all this research. But if I can just show up at a set hour every day, it'd be easier to do. So yeah, definitely we'll consider doing that. Maybe we'll start trial running that here sometime soon just to see how it goes. Okay. Well, thanks everybody. I'll get the replay up live at insiderealestate.com/webinars as soon as possible. And then insiderealestate.com/Facebook group is where you can continue the conversation from day to day. Have a good one.